Your parents and teachers may have never taught you this before, but excuses only exist when your goals are not a must. And in this video, I want to explain the truth behind why we really make excuses. What's the real reason? And I want to tell you a story about the moment in my life that changed things forever for me when I finally put a stop to making excuses. All right. So, what is the real reason why we make excuses? Well, the word excuse comes from the Latin word excusere, which means to free from blame. And so, really, what we're seeking to do whenever we make an excuse of, hey, I don't have time to work out, dog ate my homework, whatever your reason is, it's because we are seeking to free ourselves from the feeling of blame or placing the blame on someone else instead of ourselves for why we didn't accomplish a particular goal we had or complete a task. And the reason I want to tell you this story is because in high school, over 10 years ago, I was the king of making excuses. I was good at making excuses. Why I was late to practice, why I didn't do my homework on time or do my homework at all, why I did poorly on a test, failed the test, whatever it was. I always had an excuse. And really what I found the truth to be, and this may be true for you, is that I really, deep down, if I was honest with myself, was that I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of the idea that what if I actually tried at something and I still failed? And so what I would do was, let's say I had a geometry test. I would purposefully not study as well as I know I could. I would purposefully give a half-hearted effort so that I always had an out. So if I get an A on the test, must be a genius, barely even studied, got an A. Or if I fail, well, then I have the excuse of, I barely even studied. Imagine if I studied, I would have got it. Yeah, next time. And so I went through this whole cycle throughout high school, all 4 years, skirted on by, graduated with about a 2.8 GPA. But here's the moment that changed everything. In the summer after I graduated high school, I made up in my mind that I was going to become a certified personal trainer. And fast forward to August 2014, I was getting ready to start my freshman year at college, and I'd paid the few $100 it cost to get the thick textbook to study for the personal training exam, and they give you 5 months. So I had from the beginning of August to the first week of January, when I had to take the test, I had those 5 months to study. But I made this commitment to myself that finally, this was gonna be the first time in my life when I'm going all in. Like, I'm not making any excuses. I'm not blaming anybody else. I am actually going to try, and I'm gonna let the chips fall where they may. That I'm going to pass this test. I'm gonna put my all into studying. So imagine, I'm walking on campus, I'm moving into the dorm, we're in DC, nice weather, right? Parties going on, they had day parties, night parties, after parties, there's all these things going on. But I'm moving in, setting up, my dorm room. And I'll never forget the first time actually I met my freshman year roommate was when he walked into the room. I hadn't even put the sheets on my bed yet, but I had the textbook open, I'm already studying. And he's like, bro, we haven't even started classes yet. Like, why are you, first of all, why do you have a textbook? And more importantly, why are you studying? Like, we're supposed to be partying, celebrating, what have you. And so I was dedicated. So I got really good at saying no. Hey, Devin, you coming to the party? No. Coming to the party? No, no, no. And so first month, August, September, I'm studying. I'm every day. But started taking practice tests in September. I'm not doing great. I'm missing a lot of stuff, and I'm getting nervous. I'm getting worried. I'm like, what if this doesn't work out? What if I said I'm committed to this? I told my family, told my friends, hey, I'm gonna be a personal trainer, and then I fail the test. What if it doesn't work out? So I'm nervous. But then I tell myself, no excuses. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not gonna be that guy anymore. So I double down. I start writing out flashcards. Whenever I have a dull moment before class starts, I'm reading through the notes. Whatever notes I typed out, I would do a voice recording. So my own voice, I'd read out whatever the notes were, and then in my headphones, I'm listening to it as I'm walking, I'm working out. So I'm just, I'm gonna write it, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna highlight it, listen to it, whatever. Eat, sleep, breathe it. And so I double down. So another month goes by, October, getting a little bit better. November, getting a little bit better. December, okay, I think I'm ready. All right, we got 1 month to go. Let's drive it home. So January comes, first week of January. I believe it was the 5th, if I'm not mistaken, 2015. Time to take the test. Good friend of mine drives me to the testing site. We pull up, I go in there, I'm nervous. There's an examiner watching, which is like, it was very, like serious for like a personal training exam. But you walk into a room with other people, computers, but there's this like separate room, examiner watching, making sure no one's cheating. So I sit down, log into the computer, get set up. All right, we're starting the test. I'm getting some right. Okay, we're in a flow, we're in a rhythm, going well, going well. Then probably had a few questions, about a dozen questions where you're like on the edge. You're like, I don't think I flat out got it wrong, but like, I'm not sure I got it right, right? So I had a couple of those. And there's only 90 questions on the exam. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm like, don't know. So I'm going through, finish up the test. You leave the room, go to the examiner. Examiner just prints out your results from the printer, and it's just pass, fail. Like there's no A, B, there's none of that. No, just did you pass, did you fail? So I'm nervous, I'm tapping my foot, I'm worried. I'm like, oh gosh, like what's gonna happen? What is, like, did I pass, did I fail? I'm worried. And so prints out the results, and I see the printer. Hey, how's it going? I see the printer printing out the sheet. And I'm looking over, I'm like, oh, did I pass, did I fail? I passed. I'm trying to stay calm because like there are other people taking the test, but I'm like, let's go. And I'm super hyped. And so I pass, and it's just the weight from my shoulders, the feeling of relief, just, just let it go all that stress, all that worry. And hey, now I'm a personal trainer. And so from that moment on, I started training people, and fast forward almost a decade later, I've worked with over 400 people from over 35 different countries around the world, and I love what I do. I mean, it's been such a blessing. It's wonderful. And so I share that story with you to, again, highlight just how quickly and how significantly your life can change when you finally decide to stop making excuses. For whatever your goal is, I mean, what is this story? What does this mean for you? It's great. Yeah, I told you the story. What does this mean for you? Well, I'm willing to bet that if you clicked on this video, you have a goal in mind. You have dreams that are unfulfilled. You have a purpose, a vision for the future that you want to work towards and bring to fruition, but you're making excuses, telling yourself you don't have time, which really is a lie that you're telling yourself. And you're coming up with these excuses, and the longer that you put off actually confronting the reality, which is you got to put it on yourself, that it's your goal. How are you going to blame someone else? There's people walking by. How are you going to blame someone else for your goal and not accomplishing your goal? And so one of the things I learned recently, which was God is not going to do our part, and we cannot do God's part, right? So we have to not blame external circumstances. I have the right bosses and teachers and parents and environment. No, you just got to control what you can control. And finally, like, just stop making excuses, and it'll change your life forever. Change your life for the better. So just wanted to share that brief message with you. I would encourage you in the comments. I would love to hear if there was a time in your life where you had a similar story. You finally stopped making excuses, and what did you accomplish? Would love to hear from you in the comments and just hear your overall thoughts, all right? So hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was a blessing to you. Until next time, stay blessed by the best. Take care.